All right. Welcome, everyone. It's Sunday Recharge, man. It's Sunday, June 22nd, and I'm out here in Tyler, Texas, getting ready for the week. I know we got away from the 15 minutes to mastery. We've been coming in about once a week live to do these things. And today, look, got a very, very important message to you, for you. Why is it? Why is it that most people do not? I repeat, why is it that most people do not hit their goals? We're coming on halfway through the year. It is about to be July, and most people gave up on their goals back in, I don't know, January, maybe February. Look, I used to be right. I used to be one of them as well. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I used to be the same way. I would set goals and then they were great ideas, they were great plans, they were real novel, and I thought, man, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to be able to accomplish these things. But then I would stop. I'd stop. I wouldn't. The follow through wasn't there. I convinced myself that I couldn't get it done, and then I just stopped. But then the other side of that is that I would look around. I'd look around at other people, and I'd wonder, well, why why is it that he can do that, or why is it that she could do this? And I never truly understood it. And that's why today I want to come in and talk to you about that. I want to talk to you about the difference between those people that actually hit their goals, achieve them, and surpass them, and the rest of everybody. You hear the talk all the time about the one percenters, right? And I would strongly believe that there is a 1% also when it comes to those people that truly effectively hit their goals. And I think that right now it's so crucial that we come in and talk about this because, man, there's so much going on right now all around us. There's so many things going on around that we cannot control, that can be distractions. There's so many things we just know about the thing going on with Iran, right? And the bombs being dropped and the threat of wars and all these things. And we hear back at home, you've got all the things with immigration, you got the politics being played. I mean, there was just today, there was I believe in Michigan, somebody a shooter that rammed into a church and was taken down by the security. Thank God nobody there was killed. But look, man, there's all of these things, reality going on around, but these things that you can't control. So I wanted to come in and talk about the what keeps most people from achieving their goals, because I think it's crucial so that we can maintain the focus, so that we can keep after it, so that we can make sure that we turn the boat around and that we are not part of that group that does not achieve their goals. All right. So I'm going to break this down for you in a couple of steps. And this really is something that we talk about a lot in all of our training classes. It's something that I talk about a lot, and whether it's my stories or whether it's anything that we're putting out on social through our training programs. We spoke about it a lot at MH Sales Mastery Live in Scottsdale a couple of weeks ago. And it's something we're going to speak about a lot in Orlando as well next month in July. But listen, goals are there for a reason, right? And somehow, for whatever reason, most of us that adult, right? Most of us that hit the workforce, we seem to only think of goals as something that we aspire to hopefully reach, right? I want to ask you a question. Why is it? Why is it that when a sports team or an individual athlete sets a goal, it is expected that that person or that team hit it, right? Look, man, I'm a huge Cowboys fan. Yes, I will admit it. I am a lifelong Cowboys fan. And yes, we're always of the this is our year kind of thing. But look, that's not the way it should be, right? That's not the way that everyone expects. The expectation on any professional team is the Super Bowl. The expectation on any professional basketball team is winning the NBA finals like what's going on tonight, right? Any individual athlete that maybe a tennis player winning Wimbledon, the US Open, golfers, the same thing. Why, the expectations there for them, but what about us? What about you out there in the real world working, grinding, providing for your family? Why aren't the expectations there? Why isn't the work ethic the same? Why isn't the preparation to the level of a athlete or a sports team? Because here's the thing, right? Everybody is quick to say, well, these people get paid to play a game. They play a kid's game or things. That's what the normal person would tell themselves. And well, how is it that that person needs to, whenever an athlete speaks up about something or what, or maybe they complain, right? We've heard sometimes when athletes complain that they're not getting paid enough, and people say, "Man, you're getting paid for playing a game." Well, then I flip the script on you and I ask you, you're getting paid to provide. You have a career, right? That's what you're saying. They play a sport. You've got real life. Okay. So because you have real life, shouldn't our level of preparation, our level of professionalism, our level of commitment be even more than the athlete? But somehow we don't do that. For whatever reason, we don't apply ourselves in that manner. And so we're going to break down why most people don't hit their goals, why most people fall short, give up, don't even think about it, whatever it is. Most people do this, and we're going to break this down here quickly over the next few minutes, right? So first and foremost, look, let's start talking about goals. Let's talk about goals. Too many of you, and I'm saying you because I understand it now and I see it differently. Okay. But I was in your shoes before. So I'm letting you know what's going on because I've been there, okay? Too many of you see the goal as the outcome. You see it as that's what you're working for. That's the thing you're trying to accomplish, whether it's buying a car or finding the right relationship or whatever the goal is, right? Let's associate it to manufactured homes, right? Maybe your goal is to make X amount of dollars this year in 2025. Maybe let's just use a round number. Let's say your goal was to make $200,000 in commissions or $200,000 in income this year. The problem becomes this, folks, right? You see, you start the year at zero. You start the year at zero, and then you're looking at a number like $200,000. And then at some point in time, it stops being real because your focus is so much on that you lose sight of everything else. You see, that is the outcome. That is the result. It's the result. So what does that word mean? It's the result, which means it's what something equals to, right? In other words, if your result was 10, right? Let's say it's an equation. You've got the numbers that equal 10, whether it's multiplication, whether it's addition, whether it's subtraction, division, whatever it is, but your answer is 10. But that means the work is over here. Whether it's 2 plus 8, 5 plus 5, 20 divided by 2, I don't care. That's the work. The work is needed in order to get the result. And too many people are so focused on the $200,000, but they're not looking at the equation. You're not looking at your equation. You're not looking at your numbers that need to get put up. In other words, you're not looking at or paying attention to or improving on the work that has to be done to achieve the result. It's the same thing with sales, right? We're talking about your goal of income. It's the same thing with getting a sale. Too many of you are looking at the sale and focused in on the sale, and you're skipping all the work in between. And it comes down to being able to perfect your craft. It comes down to being as committed as these athletes are to their diets, to their workouts, to their game plans, to their whatever it is, the role that they play on the team. The level of commitment to that is what we're missing when it comes to you and your role in achieving your goals as a professional housing consultant or as a community manager. You're not paying attention to your marketing. You're not paying attention to the type of marketing you're doing. You're not paying attention to your phone strategy. You're not paying attention to the words that you're using. You're not truly mastering how to best make connections with people. You're simply thinking that it's tactics. You're simply thinking that it's skills. Well, me being able to hit the 200,000 comes down to my skills. You being able to hit $200,000 in income comes down to the work you put in, the quality of work you put in, the person you become along the way, the journey, the work, the process. You see, because if you mastered the marketing, if you mastered how you engage people, if you mastered understanding how people think and how they make their buying decisions, if you mastered how to truly carry out a meaningful, impactful interview, if you mastered the art of actually feature benefiting a home, not just feature dumping, if you mastered how to overcome objections, you see, if you did all of those things and worked on all of those things, you achieve the outcome. You achieve the result. The $200,000 or the sale is not, I repeat again, it is not what you should be focused on. You should be focused on all these other steps in between so that you can achieve that result. That $200,000 or that sale comes from you perfecting the craft. You hear the comparisons of the Tom Brady's and the Michael Jordans. Tom Brady was not a first round draft pick. Tom Brady wasn't even the starter at Michigan. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. And if you go down the line of all of these great people or athletes that accomplished all these things, you'll see that what it came down to was how committed and meticulous they were about the work. We all hear about Tom Brady's just how stringent his diet is and was back then, his workouts, the way practice got carried out, everything that he was shooting for was perfection, was for perfection. Were they ever perfect? No, but it was as close as it got. But because of that, all of that translated in them achieving the results that they did and his team did and what he did as an individual. And it's the same thing for you. The same thing for you here in manufactured home sales. It comes down to understanding that it's about perfecting the steps. We all hear about how Brady had a very strict diet that he would stick to be able to play for as long as he did. How strict is your work ethic when it comes to marketing, when it comes to how you engage, when it comes to how you speak to people on the phone, when it comes to the verbiage you're using, to your product knowledge, to your interview skills. You see, too many of you out there try to think that you've got it all down, you do it all right. Man, I'm here to tell you, look, we've just this past year, at this point, we probably worked with over close to 600 individuals, 500 to 600 individuals, and the majority of them, all across the country, the majority of them just wing it. The majority of them are not precise. And in between those, you still have some high producers, but the majority of them are average. And look, if you're watching this and you've been part of that, I'm just calling it like it is. See, people don't bring us in. They don't bring me in so that you keep doing the same thing. They bring us in to say, hey, okay, well, what can we do better? And I'm here to first tell you, look, before you can work on X's and O's, before you can work on the skills, before you can work on anything, we got to check this. Because why we don't commit to that and those things is up here, not in the skills. If Brady or Jordan or Gretzky or Tiger Woods or whomever is the whatever best athlete in our times right now, okay, they will not commit to that level of excellence unless this is right. So we have to really stop and think about that. We have to stop and think about what is going on with that so that we can make sure that we are executing on those things, so that we are improving those things daily, and that we are doing everything that needs to be done so that you can achieve the level of success in those things, because without it, you're not going to be able to get it done. And you won't be achieving your goals. So coming back around, why do most people not achieve their goals? Because they're not committed to the work. They're not committed to the improvement. They're not committed to doing everything in an excellent manner. Perfection. Well, Caesar, nobody's perfect. No, nobody's perfect. But damn it, the high performers, they're committed to trying to be perfect. And most people will call those people obsessed. Right? You'll say, well, that person, why are you so, oh my God, it's not such a big thing. But then you expect that of your athletes. You expect that of your favorite team. You expect, why are they doing this? Why are they hitting every shot? Why aren't they scoring every touchdown? When they truly execute to try and be perfect, why aren't we? That's their livelihood. This is yours. So why aren't we? What's the excuse that you give yourself other than this is not right? You haven't worked on this. You haven't fixed this, your perspective, your mindset, everything. So when we stop to think about it, you're not going to be able to ever achieve your goals, and especially not consistently, if you don't first have the right mindset. If you don't understand that what we do, what you do, is more than just sell homes. If you don't understand that you need to be almost perfect to be able to help people make that decision to buy that home. Too many sales consultants, community managers all across the country, they think that it's just a matter of show up, make some calls, sit in front of some people, go show some houses. My friends, it's so much more than that. There is so much more to it that needs to get done. And that's why I'm here today. That's the thing that I've been thinking out over the last couple of days. My wife shared a podcast with me yesterday, or with our whole team yesterday. It's a Mel Robbins episode and I think it was an early one from back in like 2022, back in November 2022, and it was on manifestation. And a lot of those points, a lot of those steps that she talks about, 4 steps, it's really what we have to do ourselves. You have to see yourself performing at an elite level. You have to see yourself marketing in the manner that makes an impact. You have to see yourself, feel it, understand it. You have to see yourself in that manner when it comes to how you speak to people on the phone, what you do when they're sitting right there in front of you. All of those things. You have to see it, feel it, breathe it, live it, learn it. And then also execute upon it. Put in the work, put in the action. Kills me when I see people that are struggling, and then we'll dive into the amount of action that they're taking, and they're maybe calling 3, 4, 5 leads a day, because this isn't right. You try and keep yourself busy with everything else, and you're struggling. That's the thing. You're struggling. You keep yourself busy with everything else because you don't want to jump into the calls. Why? Because the calls aren't working for you. But you know why the calls aren't working for you? Because you haven't been working on yourself. You haven't been working on this. So, my friends, you want to achieve your goals. You want to achieve your goals consistently. Commit to the process. Every step of the process. You cannot score a touchdown without executing on the play. You just can't. So, my friends, the answer, the solution, understand that the work, those pieces, are where you're failing. Because those pieces are what lead to the result. So we've got to commit to perfection and excellence in ourselves, from the way we look, the way we speak, to what time we show up at the office, to how we're present when we're there, the level of execution that you bring each and every day, which will then transfer over into your marketing, your calls, your emails, your greetings, your interviews, your feature benefiting of homes, the way you ask for the business, overcoming objections, and getting buyers to be able to move into to their own action of actually applying for the loan or purchasing the home if they're buying cash. So if you want to improve that, you got to improve this first. Well, I'll work on my marketing. You see, you're not going to put in the amount of work needed or focus on the right things in the marketing if this isn't right first. You'll do a little bit of work and then you're going to fall right back to the same things you were doing before. I know, because I did that too many damn years in my life, too many times in my career. Cost myself time. One of the things that people say, the worst thing you can have is regret, right? Those are the regrets I have. The regrets I have is having not figured it out until so late in my life. I just imagine what would it be like had I figured this thing out in my 20s, man, or at least in my 30s. Right? No, I was in my late 40s, but at least did, and I could come in and tell you because I've been there. I know why you're struggling. I know why you're not making the money you want to make. I know why you're not hitting your goals. And you can't run and hide behind anything. And you can't get pissed off because I call you out on the things that I used to do. So let's go out and execute. Let's go out and strive for excellence. So with that being said, look, I'm gonna invite you out with us. If you're in the Florida area, whether you're in Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, or in Florida, we're going to be in Orlando in 3 weeks, July 18th and 19th, for our MH Sales Mastery Live. Come be with us. Come on out there and start getting this in the right frame of mind. Because I'm telling you, that's where we start, that's where we go, and we build from there. I want to see you there. I want to have you with us July 18th and 19th. We got a special going on for month end. This is a month end week. We got a special going on for month end. All right. You can get in for both days for only $150. Go right now online, manufacturedhomesalesmastery.com/offer, and you'll get all the information there. You can get your $150 ticket. Be with us, man. Look, you spend more than that on a night out. These 2 days with us will lead to a return of tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for you. That $150 you invest in yourself. Come be with us in Orlando. If you're in the Florida area, near there, come on out. Get signed up, make the trip, make a weekend of it, bring the family. Look, it's in the middle of summer. Bring the family, go out to Disney while you're there, and then come spend 2 days with us, Friday and Saturday, July 18th and 19th. And you're going to see the transformation that will occur. We'll get started on the right track. Go right now, get the details, get signed up, take advantage of it, because we only have a few tickets that we set aside for that price point. And once they're gone, they're gone. This thing's going through the end of the month, but they may sell out before that. And then once they're done, they're done. So go ahead and get in there, get them purchased right now, and come out and be with us. All right. It's going to be our team. We also have Shannon McCall-Herb with CAFCO Industries. She's coming in, going to be speaking to the group. Mark Bowersox, president of MHI. He's going to be there speaking to the group. We got Jim Ayotte, I think is how you say his name, right? The executive director of the Florida Manufactured Home Association. He's going to be there as well. We want to see you there. Come on out. Let's start doing this. Nobody in the industry is doing this for the sales consultants, the community managers. Everybody wants to say they bring some training. They got some. Look, we're starting up here, folks, because we care. We want to empower you. We want to help change and transform your life, not just your sales tactics, because that is going to serve you long term. Come and find out what the difference is. Come and find out what being a part of this movement is all about. You're going to leave charged up. You're going to leave out there ready to go, and you're going to be part of a community, because that's what we're building. We're building a movement. We're building a community of individuals that are here to revolutionize the industry. That's what we're calling it, the 2025 Revolution Tour. Come and be a part of it with us. All right. Look, you guys have a great Sunday. Got a whole bunch of work to do still, getting ready for the week. But we're here for you. So if there's anything that we can do, any questions you have, any topics you want us to go over, reach out to us. Okay. Send a message, drop a comment, whatever it is. But more importantly, keep striving for excellence. All right, my friends. We'll be talking again soon. All right. Gonna be all around, man. I think this is my 3rd week away from the house. Not fun, but necessary. We'll be talking soon. Until then, as always, can't wait to meet you.